Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello,
Yeah.
shall we start?
Yes, I think we can start now. We have 36 participants already. Some
Okay,
more, I think, will be joining
okay,
later on.
okay.
So, so participants today, also, this session also, we are continuing from the morning session by the team from River Valley. So we have Mr. Abhilash here with us right now from River Valley. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Hi all. Can you hear me? Correct?
Yes, it's audible.
Okay, we can start. Myself, Abhilash. I am working in STM Docs for the last 10 years. Okay. So in the morning session, I hope you have an idea to typeset a basic tech document, right? So in the beginning section, you have learned about the class file, correct? Class file, preamble, begin document, end document, something. So we can start files in G3 Techfolio Lite server. So I'm going to present some advanced level of typesetting in LaTeX. So I will share my screen.
Let me just make you a presenter. Yes, you can now share your screen.
Okay.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Hope you can see the PDF, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So the first topic is we can generate lists. So when we get a content from an article, we can split the document by sections, correct paragraph, or list, enunciation, some other parts. So the data will be very easy to handle for the reader. So here you can start with list. So in the typesetting system, we have three types of list. One is numbered, that means in an ordered list, which will increment one counter, 1, 2, 3, or ABC, or Roman number 1, something like that. The second type is unnumbered, that contains no number. It will be a symbol like bullet or star or circle or something. So that is the unordered list. So it is not a numbered list. It will be getting a symbol repeatedly in the PDF output. That is second item. The third one is description. So that is not a numbered list. That is not a symbol list. That is a description of a term like something HTML or PDF, whatever. Some description text will be followed by the content. So that is the three types of list available in LaTeX. By default, it will compile through LaTeX document without any package. We can add packages also for enhancing the features, something. So when we start with numbered list, we can use the environment. You already learned about environment from the morning session, like begin document, end document. So here we can start with begin enumerate. So that is the numbered list. So you put begin enumerate and end enumerate. In between the two commands, you can add /item. So item will represent an exact content should be added after the number or symbol. So that is the command for splitting the content item. So here you can see begin enumerate, end enumerate. After that, you can see item command /item, then the first item, second item, third item. So in the PDF output, you can see we are not typing in numbers or symbols. Tech will automatically generate the counter in sequential order. So that is the power of tech actually, counter generation. So when we type manually, it will be wrong. By mistake, you can see 1, 2, 3. You will be put 4 after what say 2 or something. So it will be wrong. So here tech will add the counter with sequential order. So that is the feature of enumerate. You can change it the number. You can change it by ABCD 1 2 3 or Roman I, whatever with the package. So that is the first type. Going for the second type, that is itemize. As we discussed before, it is not a numbered list. It is a symbol. It will be a symbol list. The command is same /item, but the environment is begin itemize and end itemize. So you put /item and the first item, second item, third item. So tech will automatically count the number of items and put symbols before the content. Here you can see bullet is the default style of itemize. So going for the third item, that is description. So already we saw the enumerate and itemize. Here there is a difference. Begin description, that is the third item. So you can see there is no symbol or number before the content. We can add a text like full form or short form or something. You can see tech, a typesetting system, Emacs and text editor, Abbey word, something. So that is the description of a word. That is the third type of list. So I will show you the demo in G3. Hope you can see the file, correct? I have loaded a sample file demo.tech here. Then document class article. Okay. Then begin document, end document. So when you type begin enumerate, okay, the file will be okay. So this is the output. This is a normal paragraph. So after that, we can add begin enumerate and end enumerate. Then we need to add the item command. Then after the item, you can add whatever the content you need to split as a list. First item, second item, third item. So very simple actually. That is the enumerate syntax. We can go for the second item, that is itemize. So the output will be different for the itemize. It is a symbol like bullet. Previously it was 1 2 3. Now it is a symbol dot bullet. We can go for the third type, that is description. So in the tech coding, you can see begin description and end description with /item command. You can see a difference is that after the item command, you need to specify the word to be added as the description text in the square brackets. That is optional argument. You already learned in the morning session. Okay. So when we compile the file, you can see the terms are getting in bold font. That is the style of description. You can change it when you learn something advanced. So that is the feature of description. So this is the basic coding of enumerate and itemize and description. If you need to learn more about list coding, you can load enum-item package. Enum-item, use package enum-item in the preamble, like so this package will be adding more features for the 3 environments, enum-item. So the first topic is clear, correct? It is simple actually, list coding. So we can start for go for a second session, that is footnote. You can see in some articles we can add a descriptive text after a word or something, or after a symbol or something. So that scheme is called footnote. So in the normal paragraph, we can add a command /footnote with a mandatory argument as braces, then normal text. So for the reader, it will get a symbol after the normal paragraph. That is you can see this is a test. When we issue footnote command, it will be a number with a rise to superscript layout. That is 1, 1, 2, 3 will be get. So when we click on the number that is hyperlinked, the reader will go to the footnote text of the content in the bottom of the page. So that is the style of footnote. So this is called footnote mark. Footnote mark, that is 1 in red color. This is footnote text from just below the rule. So that is the style of footnote. That's a very simple coding. This is the syntax. Okay. So that is the footnote coding. So that is about the first session. So if any questions, you can ask, please.
As I can see in the chat box, there are no questions, so we can proceed.
Okay, fine. Thanks. Okay. So the first topic is ended. So we can go for the second session, that is mathematics in LaTeX. We already know for actually tech is for typesetting mathematic documents very beautifully and effectively, very systematically. So for mathematics, you need to study the two modes of LaTeX. That one mode is text mode, that is the simple raw text that we already know, the section, enumerate or theorem, whatever. So that is a text mode mechanism. So second item is math mode, so that we are going to learn now. Okay. So in LaTeX, we have two types of mathematics. One is inline math, that is adding along with the text. Like you already saw in the morning, like alpha, $alpha will get alpha symbol in the text, that is inline math. So when we add this is a text with alpha, that is inline math. The second item is display equations, that is display math. So it will be a, like when we start a paragraph and add a display equation, it would be in a new line or centered above space and below space and very beautifully aligned at the center of the page. So that is the display equation, like mathematical formula or whatever. Okay. So we are going for inline equations first. So the basic syntax for math mode, there are two types of math mode. One is inline math mode and the second one is display math mode. We can go for the inline math first. Simply the syntax is like when we start a command, the backslash is the character to be specified, that is a command, /backslash, that is the tech command. So here for switching to math mode from in the text, you can switch to math mode using simply $. So dollar opening and dollar closing, like begin and end. That is the basic syntax of math mode. So like begin document and end document, you can add dollar for begin and end. That is also a dollar. So very easy to handle the environments. Additionally, Tech offers two more syntaxes for inline math. That is one slash bracket parenthesis and slash closing parenthesis. That is also a syntax of inline math. The third one is begin math, like begin enumerate something, enumerate or something. So you can add begin math and end math. Inside that, you can add symbols or letters or whatever to be typeset in math. Okay. So when you start with dollar, you can see the keyboard letters like A, B, C, D, something will be getting in italic font. So that is the basic concept of math. So variables are in italic font. So I will show you a demo in the Technology Lite. So we are recommending dollar for dollar for inline math like this. So the three coding. This is inline math with dollar and brackets and begin math will get the same output as shown in below. Okay. So you can see a plus b equal to 0, a plus b, a and b types it in italic font. So that is the basic syntax of math mode in Latin. The variables will be in italic font. 0 is the number, so it will be Roman. Otherwise, it will be in italic font. Okay, so that is the inline math coding. So we are going for display equations. It's actually very easy to handle. You can see for inline math, we can add single dollar. For display math, it is double. So that is double dollar. So that is only one begin. Dollar means single dollar means inline math. Double dollar means display math. So that is opening. Also closing is also a double dollar. So that is one syntax of display math. The second one is slash square bracket. Previously it was slash round bracket. Now it is changed to square bracket for display equations. That is the second item. The third item is begin math. Here begin display math. So you can easily remember that, oh, this is display math, this is inline math. So that is the three syntaxes of display equations in single line. So as we added inline math, you can see double dollar opening and a plus b equal to 0 full stop with ending as double dollar. So that is the basic syntax of display equations in a single line. So when we compile the PDF, you can see previously it was getting along with the text. This is an inline math dollar. So it is going run on with the text. When we start with display equations, it will be centrally aligned. Here, you can see there's a space above and below. There is a easily we can easily identify, oh, this is the display math. Also, it is placed inside the center of the document. So that is beautifully aligned. So this is the first type of display equations. Going for the second one, that is numbered. Previously it was not numbered, single line display equations without numbers. So the B type is numbered equation. When we add double dollar or slash square bracket or begin display math, it will not get numbers at the end, right end of the document. So going for the numbered equations, you need to add begin equation and end equation. So we can add the content in between the alpha, beta, or whatever. So it will typeset at the center of the document like display math. But the only difference is you will get a counter like list. So Tech will automatically check how much begin equation is added and easily identify, okay, this is first equation, this is second equation, and so on. So the number will not get wrong. So that is the main advantage of Tech, the counting mechanism. So these are the basic syntaxes of inline math and display equations. So we have like begin equations, there is only one single line. So if you prefer multiple line display equations, there are some environments like equation array, like an align, an alignment, and FL align, etc. But you need to load the package MS Math. There is a famous package for typesetting mathematics inlet. Okay. To change a numbered equation to a unnumbered equation, as you learned for the sections like section star, you can add begin equation star or begin equinary star or begin arrange star, whatever. Okay. That is a symbol mechanism to change an object to unnumbered. So that is the basic syntax of LaTeX for adding an item as an unnumbered. So we are going for the next item, that is multiple line display equations. Previously it was one single line, a plus b equal to 0. Now it is 2 lines. So the coding is begin eqn array, equation array, begin eqn array, then end eqn array. Then you need to add the commands or symbols or numbers or whatever. Here you can see we can easily align the two equal sign on the first line and the second line with a symbol character, that is ampersand. So there's a syntax of alignment character in LaTeX, that is ampersand. So you need to put ampersand before and after a symbol. It will go for the alignment like this. So tech will nicely adjust the spacing and put it in the same line, like aligned. So that is equation array, eqn array. When you issue no number command, it will suppress the first number and going for the second number, second line. Number will be in the second line. So the first line is unnumbered, the second line is numbered without any commands. So that is a feature of no number command. So here you can see breaking the carriage return, double backslash is the carriage return to break a line in the display equation. And no number is used to suppress the equation counters. Ampersand is for alignment characters. Okay. Hope it is clear for the display equations and Boolean math. Okay. Okay. Here you can see we can go for the subscript and superscript in LaTeX. When you type A underscore B rise to C something, we can easily generate subscript and superscript using the syntax underscore character and the character symbol. So that is easily identified as subscript and superscript. So when you issue X underscore M character symbol N, it will go for the simply superscript layout and subscript layout. When you issue like the fourth item, you can see X underscore N. When you add a group in between the character symbol and the first term, it will be like this. There's a difference, you can see X, M, N. But here for the fourth item, you can see X, N, the whole rise to M. So that is the staggered layout, 3 and 4. The staggered layout. So the special feature of superscript and subscription. In between, you can see some commands are added /q code or code or something. That is a spacing command to add extra space between math terms. So in math mode, when you issue a keyboard space or turns keyboard space, it will not do anything at the output. So we need to add spacing commands like code or q code or /space or something. So that is the syntax of math mode. So by mistake, typesetter simply add multiple white spaces, it will not affect the math. That is the feature of LaTeX. So that is the math mode and typesetting in mathematics in LaTeX. If any questions, you can ask in the chat. Any questions? Okay, I will show you the demo. in Techfolio. So when we issue begin equation and end equation, you can see the numbered equation is placed at the center of the document with the counter 1 at the end. So I will add some more math like this. When we add inline math using dollar syntax, you can see I'm adding alpha equal to beta, alpha plus beta equal to 1. So that is the inline math syntax. You can see the tech document. So it will be titled like this, inline math. Okay. When I copy the same line and paste it under the inline math with double dollar, it will go for the display mode. So that is very easy to change the layout. You can see the next item, the same math is added as display equations. We are going for the equinarray. Okay. The second equation is coded inside begin equinarray. You can use align also. So equinarray has 2 ampersand. For align, you need to add only 1 ampersand just before the equal to. So that is the third equation coded in align. Okay. So that is about inline math and display equations. This is numbered equation in single line. This is numbered equations multi-line. When you use the starred version, you can easily change it to unnumbered. I am using align star. Okay. Align star. The next number will be go. Okay. Fine. So that is about display equations. If any questions, you can ask. Any questions?
Participants are requested to put their questions in the chat box.
Okay.
If you have any question, then the speaker will answer. So please, participants, if you have any doubt, then you can put your questions or queries in the chat box.
If no questions, we can go for the next section. Okay.
Yes, sir. Please
Okay.
proceed.
Fine. Thanks. Okay. We can go for the next section, that is enunciation. I think you already know about the term enunciation. That is in a file, mostly in a research article like mathematics, you can see theorem or definition of proof of the theorem or remark, lemma, example, whatever. So that is the statements in the research article. So these statements can we can simply state like that enunciation. So that is the term. So in LaTeX, we can easily typeset enunciation using a simple command. You need to load a package AMS THM. Previously it was AMS Math for typesetting mathematics. Here that is AMS THM, theorem. So you need to load the package in preamble. To define a new enunciation, you need to add the command /new theorem. So there is a command /new theorem after begin document, new theorem, the environment name. So you are adding a new environment like begin document or begin enumerates like that. First of all, you need to declare the document, the environment in the preamble like new theorem, example theorem. So after that, you need the heading like theorem, example, lemma, proposition or something. So new theorem has two arguments, two are mandatory. So the first argument should be the environment name and the second argument should be the heading, the real name to be printed in the PDF as the statement. So like new theorem, theorem, theorem. So when you type the second argument, so that will be in the heading. So this new theorem should be placed after begin document. So this is simply add in the text document like this. So first of all, you need to add the declaration, new theorem, theorem, then theorem. Then wherever you need the statements, you need to add begin that environment, like begin theorem, begin lemma, or begin example, something. So when you type the statement in between begin and end, it will be like this PDF. You can see the PDF output, theorem 1. As we learned previously, the tech will count the number of begin theorem or begin lemma and put counter after the heading. So this heading is coming from the second argument of new theorem, and the number will be counting for begin, the number of begin. So that is the theorem 1. So when you issue one more begin theorem, it will be 2, theorem 2, then theorem 3, like that. So that is simply coded like begin theorem and end theorem. But you need to load the package AMS THM in the preamble and add new theorem after begin document. So there is a simple mechanism to handle enunciations in LaTeX. So this is the theorem coding. So we can go for the unnumbered type also. As we learn section star, as we learn align star, like we can add unnumbered enunciations also. So symbol syntax is new theorem star. So that is the only difference for unnumbered enunciation. You need to add new theorem star in between the mandatory argument and the command. So new theorem star, remark, remark. So the heading will be unnumbered. Begin remark, end remark, that body of the statement. So when we issue new theorem star, the heading only will be typeset in the PDF output without any counter. Then the remaining will be same as theorem 1. Okay. So we need to add new theorem and begin remark. There's a second type of enunciation that is unnumbered. Okay. So for going for the advanced level of enunciation, we can customize the enunciation also. Actually, in tech, the main feature, the main advantage of tech is you can change whatever you need in the tech document, but you need to learn. That is the only thing. You can change whatever printed in the document using the commands. You need to study the code and change it. No problem for changing the source code. So you can see there are 3 types of theorem style. Style means when you see the first theorem 1, the theorem and the 1, the counter is in bold font, and the body of the statement, this is a test theorem, is in italic font. There is a default style of enunciation, theorem, begin theorem and end theorem. When you issue new theorem star also, it is also getting bold for the heading and the italic font for the body. So that is the style. The style is called plain. that is default style. So when you issue new theorem command, you need to add or you need to change the theorem style using the command /theorem style just above the new theorem. So without adding new theorem style, you will get plain. That's the default style. If you need to change the style, you can add new theorem, example, definition. So it will be definition 1. Okay. But if you need to change the style, you can add theorem style definition or theorem style remark. So there are 3 types of theorem styles in Latin. One is plain, the second one is definition, the third one is remark. You can see the output. The first type is plain, the bold, the heading is in bold and the counter is in bold. After that, you can see the full stop, like the heading is ended, then the italic font for the body. Then the second type, that is theorem style definition. So the heading is in bold and the counter is also bold, like theorem style plain. But the difference is the body font is in Roman font, upright. That is the difference for theorem style definition. Okay. Next style is theorem style remark. So the heading is not bold, that is italic font, remark 1. So the heading is in italic font without any bold font. The counter is also non-bold, but Roman. The body text is in Roman font. So that is the 3 types of theorem style. So you need to issue the command /theorem style just above the new theorem. So that is only difference for changing the or customizing the theorem styles. Okay. If any changes, or if any questions, you can ask. I will show you the demo in the Techfolio Lite. So as we learned, you need to issue the command begin new theorem and theorem. Okay. Then you need to compile the file. Before that, you need to load the package AMS THM theorem. Okay. So we are going for, first of all, we are going for new theorem. So the style will be plain. By default style is plain. Then we can add begin theorem and end theorem. When we compile the file, it will go for the plain style, the theorem. You can see theorem 1. If you put an X here, okay, it will compile with the customized heading. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, that is your need for changing the heading. Okay, this is the first style. When we go for the unnumbered style, so that is new theorem star remark. So you will get an unnumbered enunciation with heading remark. There is no counter like 1, 2, 3. Okay, but the body is in italic form. So that is the 2 types of enunciations. If you add theorem style plain or theorem style definition or theorem style remark, you can change the style of the particular heading statement. So that is the demo of enunciation. If you have any questions, you can ask. Hope it is clear. Can I go for the next session?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, fine.
Proceed
Thanks.
because there
Thanks.
are no queries.
Okay, fine. Thanks. So the next section is typesetting floats and verbatim related. you already asked about figures and the tables in the morning section. So this is the topic. We can show you the demo also for typesetting floats. So for include, sometimes we in the research articles we need to add figures or images or diagrams or tables, something for describing some data. So here the floats, the term floats is like in the research papers, we can see images, tables, and text box that can be moved to the whatever the positions in the document. You can easily place it inside, in between the text, on top of the page, on bottom of the page, on last page or something. That is floats. So it will be float through the document. It's not like sections. It will be floating through the document. You can add captions also. So that is also a feature of floats. You can see figure 1 or diagram 1 or scheme 1, like that. Like you can add tables also. That is also a float. We can add whatever the serial number or the number of students or number of schools or something. So we can easily add data like spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet. So that is also a float type. So when we add the floats, that will count the text height and text width in the LaTeX pagination algorithm and place the floats according to the room space. That is the feature of LaTeX. You don't worry about the placement of floats. It will automatically position in the text document. You can easily code it and compile. So text will count the page height and place it at appropriate position as you need. So when we add some options, you can easily change it also. So that is also a feature of LaTeX. So we can go for the floats. So the first type is figures. So like begin theorem or begin enumerate. So here we have begin figure. Simply we can remember these names, right? The commands, the names, environments, like alpha, beta, gamma. The command is alpha, like that. So a typical float coding is for figure is begin figure and end figure. Inside that you can add whatever the content to be appear inside the figure. So as usual, we can add images. So in between the begin figure and end figure, you can add include graphics for inserting the figure. I think you already asked in the morning session. So that is a command, include graphics. So you need to load the package also, that is graphics. Graphics, you can see the X at the end of the name. That is the extensive package for inserting figures with some options, additional features or something. So that is the package for inserting a image in the text document. So include graphics is the command to be added to insert a figure. So the caption, if you need a caption, you can add the command /caption. The caption text should be added in the mandatory argument of /caption command. You can add a label also. I will take the cross-reference section later. So this is the caption coding. You need to place the label also after the phrases. So this is the syntax, very simple syntax, begin figure and end figure. To place to insert a figure image, you need to add include graphics with some options. So the figure name. So the file name should be inside the working directory where the text file was located. Then you need to add the caption, you need to include graphics and add the package graphics. So this is a simple text coding for inserting a figure image. I will show you the demo Textfolio Lite. As you can see, begin figure and include graphics and the caption and the label figure 1, then end figure. You need to check LaTeX 3, there's a PDF name or JPG name or PNG name should be added inside the working directory here. Okay, so when we compile the file with use package graphics, the figure image will be inserted from the working directory and place it like this. Okay, there's a tech bird. when you issue centering command, the figure will be in center position. We can add options for the include graphics also. The package scale. To reduce the size, you can see I have added scale equal to 0.4. So the figure is reduced by 60%. Okay. Figure 1 and the caption. Okay. So this is the basic syntax of figure insertion. Hope it is clear. Someone asked in the morning session. Okay, nice. Okay, that is the floating figures, the symbol coding. This is the syntax and the include graphics and the image. Okay. You can see begin figure. When we issue begin figure like begin theorem, the string is figure like theorem 1. The number is automatically counted by text and adding after the figure string using the caption command. So when we issue /caption command, the string will be figure, then the number will be in Roman letter, Arabic numbers, then the caption text. So this is a symbol coding for figure. If you add one more figure, it will be figure 2 and 3 and so on. Okay. So hope it is clear for the figure insertion in a text document. Now we are moving to the floats, the second type of floats, that is tables. So in a research article, sometimes you need to add Google Sheet or something, or some data, some yearly data or census, something like that. So you need to add tables like rows and columns. So for that coding, you need to add begin table. So the syntax is very simple, like begin figure. You can add begin table with the caption, the same command for figure, begin figure and end figure. You can see begin table and /caption, the caption text. And the material should be added inside begin tabular. So that is a special coding for adding the data. So when we going for the table, we have rows and columns, sometimes serial number, then the number of students or the number of schools or something. So you need to add the rows and column wise mechanism in the later document. So the content should be added inside begin tabular and end tabular. Begin tabular has an option, mandatory argument also. So when we typeset the columns, we need to specify, okay, what should be the alignment of that column. Sometimes you need the left alignment, like Google Sheet, you can change the alignment, right? When we add the centering or when we add the flush left, flush right or something, you need to specify the alignment of that particular column. So when we issue begin tabular, you need to add LL or LCR or LLL, CCC, something in the mandatory argument of begin tabular. I'm describing it just below. So caption, we can add caption text, then label also for cross-referencing. The third item, that is column specifier. So if you add begin tabular L, the first column, begin tabular L, the first column will be left aligned. If you add begin tabular LR, for the second column, it is right aligned. So begin tabular LR. Then if you add begin tabular LRC, the third column will be in center. So that is the different types of alignment. You can add whatever the alignment as you need in the text document. There's a P type also. So if a cell, the table cell contains long paragraphs, you need to wrap it, correct? Like Google Sheet or something. So that in that case, you can add P with a bit P braces and something 40 pt or something. So the long paragraph will be broken into several lines according to the bit. So that is the fourth type of column specifier, that is P. So when we go for the syntax, you can see begin table and end table and /caption, then begin tabular. So the first column, that is I have L, for first column is left aligned, next column is R. So the colors, the second column is right aligned. So first column is L, second column is R. So when we issue ampersand character as done in the begin ignorate, we can simply separate the columns. So that is column separator, we are using ampersand character. For the row separator, we are using carriage return. So that is a simple coding for formatting the tabular content. Serial number, ampersand, color, break. So if you put a break, the next time will be, the second row will be starting, If you need a line, horizontal line for separating the headers and bottom rule, you can add h line, /h line, also the h line at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3 with ampersand, simply tabular is ready. Okay. I will show you the demo. Okay. So this is the syntax for tabular. When we compile the file, okay, ready, right? If you put centering, the tabular material will be center of the page. Center of the page. You can see center of the page. And begin tabular LR. You can change it also. If you issue CC, so the number of columns is that here there are 2C. So because there are 2 columns in this table. Okay. Now the 2 columns are centered. If you change it to RR, it will be right aligned like this. Okay. So the column is very simply done in LaTeX using tabular environment. So that is about tabular. Anything else? Any questions from floors? You can ask. Any questions? I think we can go for a break, right? Already 6.
Yes, sir. Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we will resume.
Okay.
So at 6:12, we will resume the session.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Okay. We can
All
continue.
participants come to the second session for today. Please.
Okay. Fine. So that is about floats. We were discussing about floats, figures and tables. Table is already done. So in the text folio, you can see the coding is done with begin table and slash caption, begin tabular, the header separated by H lines for the rule, then the bottom rule, then tabular. So when you use a package called book tabs, you can enhance the features also like enumerate. We are going for the next topic, that is verbatim. So sometimes you need to add program codes or some symbols or some commands in the text document. So that is also possible. That scheme is called verbatim. So the coding is, the first coding is /var, like inline math. You can add /var with a symbol, opening and closing. That's a symbol. You can use pipe symbol or plus symbol or whatever the symbol. So that is the begin, and you need to add the same symbol at the end as the ending of the syntax. So that is simply coded as verb. So that is like inline verbatim. So that's the first type. If you need to add a large block of a display program code or something, you need to add begin verbatim and end verbatim. So it will be like equations, like it will be centrally aligned with the spacing above and below, something like that. So the program code will be easily readable. So it's an example of verb coding. The first one is when you add hash, when you add symbol like percentage or ampersand, actually tech will show an error. But here you can see when you use verb syntax, verb, the pipe symbol starting and pipe symbol ending. In between, you can add symbols or commands or something. So it will not give error. It will print the output as such. You can see the first coding verb, hash, percentage, ampersand. It will print the character, the symbol directly in the PDF output. When we use /doc in the class, so actually we can use /doc in the class, the preamble of the document, but when you issue inside verb coding, it will print the text document like LaTeX or whatever the command /alpha or beta or begin and end, whatever, it will print the document. So that is a feature of verb coding. The first one is done. The next one is the display mode of verb coding, that is verbatim. So begin verbatim and end verbatim. You can place program code like C, Python or text document also. Whatever the content inside begin verbatim, it will typeset with the typewriting font. I will show you the demo. So you can see I have added a sample document here in between begin verbatim and end verbatim. Usually we can see in the top of the text document, we can add document class article, use package, begin document, something. But when we issue begin the content inside begin verbatim, it will not print the document, it will print the content as real commands, the text file. You can see simply we can print the content of a text file. So this is the verbatim syntax. You can add whatever, what program code or hash, ampersand, symbol, character, whatever the character, it will print the text document. So that is the feature of verbatim environment. Okay. Normally it will create error inside the text mode, but inside verbatim, we can add the content directly. If you put alpha, it will not print the alpha symbol, it will go for the alpha command in the PDF output. So that is the alpha. You can see that is a syntax of verbatim. Clear, right? If any questions, you can ask. So that's about verbatim and floats. Floats are two types, mainly figures and tables. That's begin figure and begin table. Then the verbatim, begin verbatim and end verbatim. Done. If any questions, you can ask. So we can go for the next session, correct? Okay. So the next topic is cross-reference in LaTeX. So I think you are already familiar with the term cross-references. When we write an article or a book or a document, we need to mention some counters like section, like figures or list or theorem, something in the text. That is example, when we have a theorem, in the proof, we can say that the theorem 1 is stated like something like that in the text part. So we need to cross-refer, we need to refer, we need to cite the objects through the document. That is cross-references mechanism. So we can simply cite an object. So sections, figures, equations, theorem or list, table, figure, whatever have a counter, we can easily mention in text bar somewhere else in the same document. So that is the term cross-reference. So we can start with the label and ref mechanism. So that is actually the tech cross-ref mechanism is very simple, and we can when we add a section, we need to insert a label after the argument, like slash section, the mandatory argument. You will add the section title, then we need to place a label. So tech will identify, okay, this is section 1, this is section 2, this is figure 1, this is theorem 1, something like that. So when we need to add a command after the object, so that is the main thing. So that is the label positioning in the tech document. So after that, you need to mention section 5. All the proofs are mentioned in section 5. All the data is grabbed in table 1, like that. So at that time, you need to refer that object need to be mentioned at that position. So first of all, you need to add the label command after the object. Then we need to add the key. So that is the key name. When we issue slash label command, you need to add a unique key. So it should not be repeated in the document. Example, if you put section 1 and add a key as sec1, it should be unique. So you need to add some other keys for the next sections or next theorem or next figure. So that's also a point. The key should be unique. Also, we need to avoid commas. The character comma is not allowed inside a key. So that is the placement of label command. Then when you need to refer, when you need to add a citation, when you need to cross up the object, you need to use the ref command. So that is the next command, /ref, the same key. Example, when you add sec1 as the key of section 1, you need to add /ref sec1. The same key should be added inside ref command. So that should be matching. So this is the simple example of adding label for a section. You can see section theorems. So the heading is theorems. After that, you need to add sec colon thm, whatever. You can add whatever as the key, but should avoid the comma. That is the only rule. The advantage of cross-referencing LaTeX is the numbers, the linking number should be hyperlinked using the package hyperref. If you load hyperref package, we can easily implement the hyperlink mechanism to the tech document. Also, The main advantage of cross references in LaTeX is we can easily reset the counters. Example, if you have a document containing 10 sections. Example, section 1 to section 2 up to 10. At the point of time, your professor is saying that you need to remove the section 6 from the document. So at that time, if you are preferring for a Word document, you need to reset all the counters, right? 1, 2, 3. After 5, you need to reset 6 as 5, 7 as 6, something, reset it. But in text, when you remove the section 6 from the text document, it will automatically reset the counters at the heading as well as cross-reference. That is the main advantage of cross-reference in LaTeX. So the counter will be very easy to handle by the text. So that is the resetting counters is the main advantage of LaTeX. So when we issue slash section, then label and the label key, and example, all the theorems are given in section 1. So at that time, you need to add slash ref, the same key, sec thm, sec colon thm. So the file will be, the number will be linked with the mouse pointer. When we click on the number, it will go for the section. So that is the main advantage of cross references in LaTeX. Okay, I have added more examples of sections, begin theorem, and equation. So all these items have numbers, right? Begin theorem, begin equation, slash section. So these objects have numbers. So when we add these commands, we need to put a label also, slash section, slash label, begin theorem and slash label, begin equation and slash label. So these three objects are marked at the position of printing. Then when we use slash ref with theorem or what slash ref with sec or slash ref with equation, it will be pointing to that page. So for example, if you are at page 10, if you added slash ref command at that place, it will go for the first page. If the section 1 is at first page, you can simply click on the PDF button, it will go for the first page. That is the hyperlink mechanism in LaTeX. Example, here you can see section 5, theorems, then theorem 3, then the theorem statement, then the equation is equal to MC square, and that is Einstein's equation, then equation number. So when we add slash ref like this, please see equation something in theorem inside section like that. If we can go for the equation 1, theorem 3, section 5, and page 9 also. So that command is page ref. The additional feature of ref command, there is page ref. So it will not generate the object counter, that is page count. So if the object is pasted inside page 9, it will go for the 9th page of the text document. So that is the examples of cross references like section, begin theorem, and equation. So that is the citation. I think you already asked in the morning session. That is citation. We can easily cross-ref the objects in the text document using label ref mechanism. So when we add an object, we can easily add a label also. Then we can add the ref command also. So that is the cross-ref mechanism in LaTeX. Okay. So the next item is if a typesetter mistakenly added the key, what will be the output? That is the example. Example, you can see slash section theorems, then label sec1. That is argument number 1. But mistakenly typesetter add Roman I instead of the number 1. What will be the output? So when we compile the file, we can see a double question mark, like a warning, like a problem in the PDF output. So you need to check, okay, something happened in the PDF output. You need to check the question mark and go for the code. So at that time, you can see the labels are not matching. So that is the problem in this PDF. You can see double question mark in the PDF output. The compiler, the log viewer also will get show a warning like LaTeX warning reference sec I on page 8 undefined. So that is the warning given by the LaTeX log file in the G3 also. So I will show a demo. we need to load the package color hyperref. There's option color links for the colors the text document. When we issue /section, section proof, label sec1. So we need to add the same. The proofs are given in section /ref sec1. So we need to compile the document twice for generating the auxiliary file. So we will get the PDF output as this. So here we can see I have added a section command proofs, then add a label key, then with sec1 for this number is 1, right? So I have added sec1. Then the proofs are given in section /ref. So the counter will be checked, automatically appear for the counter. So when we click on the PDF, it will go for the object. We can add begin equation also, example /label. That's a crossover mechanism. It should be inside the environment. That is the only thing. If the object is placed inside a command, you need to add it after the command. If that is an object, you need to add it after the. Okay, nice. Equations are inside brackets, right? So here EQ1. So I have added a label after begin equation, compiling the file. Okay. Okay. Equation 1. Just above the equation, we can see equation 1 is hyperlinked. So that is example of cross-ref. So the package for enhancing the features, you can add load hyperref package and cleverref package. So it will add some of the other features like autoref and cref and uppercase cref. For these commands will be generated the strings also automatically. It will graph for the section, theorem, or figure. The strings will be automatically generated at the place of ref. Okay. If any questions, you can ask. Any questions? Can I go for the next session? Okay, differential equation integral, right? So in that equation, you can see when we have integral symbol, you need to put /int command for integral symbol, underscore should be added like this, I is equal to 1 to n, like beta. Okay, so there is a syntax for generating integral symbol. Is it right? That is integral. The command is /int. If you need the underscore character, you need to put the underscore with the I is equal to 1. The rise to the lower limit and upper limit. So you need to add the caret symbol with n. So the output will be like this, integral symbol. Hope it is okay. Understood, right?
Yes, it's a common issue. So I want to add something that if you want double integration, then you can use IINT also and triple or
Correct.
II.
Double
Something like that.
Double int, correct.
So in the surface or volume integral equations for the mathematical part, you can use like that.
Okay, yes. For the fractions, you can see slash frac d by dx or something for differential equation. D by dx equal to 1. So that is differential equation, right? Like this. Okay, right? We can go for the next section. Okay. I hope there is no more questions about this slide. So this is the last topic, that is citations, reference citations and bibliography inlet. So when we typeset an article or a tech document, we need to mention, okay, this is the reference I took from online publication or the books already I read from the library or something. So there is the mechanism for generating bibliography. So when you typeset a research article, you need to mention, okay, these are the documents that I preferred at that time of data capturing or research time at that time. So you need to mention the publications you already took from the library or online platforms or something. So in the LaTeX mechanism, as we done the enumerated list, we have a simply way to typeset bibliography part. So when you write a tech document, you need to mention some books or some URLs or some publications in the tech document. So bibliography styles are mainly classified into two. The one is numbered with the square bracket. It will be like square bracket 1, 2, 3 or something. The next style is author year. It will contain author name and year. I think you already learned in the morning session. So the command is slash cite and cite t and cite p. These are the main popular commands for generating citations. So I'm going for the syntax of BibTeX database. So when we compile the file in the TextFolio Lite also, we have a compiler, something PDF LaTeX or Lua LaTeX or C LaTeX. So that is a compiler. So for generating bibliography only, we have another compiler that is called BibTeX. The program is called BibTeX. That is actually not a actually not a PDF generating program. It is a auxiliary file generating program. That is from the database file, you can generate a file. That file is called bbl. .bib is the database file. You need to add the entries inside that file and generate the file using BibTeX program. There is input a file called bbl. So it will generate the output in the text document. So after the compilation, you need to run the BibTeX program also in between the compilation. Then we can generate the PDF output using the normal compilation. So we have two types of compilation. One is normal PDF compilation. The second one is BibTeX compilation. The third one is again PDF compilation. So that is the process. In between, we need to load the file also. Fine. Okay. So first of all, you need to generate a BibTeX database file. Example, sample.bib or main.bib of demo.bib something. When we generate a file, we need to add it the TextFolio folder also, like figures. The next line is bibliography style file. So when we typeset the bibliography, we can change the style also. Something, example, author name first, journal name second, the year is third, the volume is next, something like that. So we need to format the text. The raw text should be printed according to a style. So that the controls that file control is bibliography style file. That is BST file. So we need to mention the two files. One is BibTeX database file. The second one is BibTeX style file. So these are mandatory for generating a BibTeX program. So this is the style. Before that, you need to learn the package name. There's an additional package also called NatBib for enhancing the features. So this is very efficient to typeset bibliography like author year or something. So you need to mention the package in the preamble, use package NATBib. So this is the sample bib coding. I think some of you already know. If you need to add a publication in the tech document, first of all you need to go to crossref.org or something, or Google Scholar or something. You need to mention. You need to search for the document. I will show you. Then you need to copy the bibtech code and paste inside the bib file. You can compile that file directly and cite in the text bar. That is a simple coding for the bibtech program. First of all, here you can see I have generated a file called main.bib. It contains two publications. One is article, the second one is bib, book. So here you can see I have added at article, then B1, that's a label key, then author name, title, journal, volume, issue number, year, pages. So each and every field should be separated by comma, otherwise you will get an error. So this is the first line for mentioning the type, the entry. So this is an entry. This is entry type called article. This is entry called book. So this is the label key. The next one is after the braces, you need to mention the label like sec1 or figure1 or equation 1. That's a label for citation. So you need to add a label key, then comma, then you need to mention each and every fields like this: author equal to with the closed braces, title equal to with the braces, then comma. So each and every field field should be separated by comma, then closing brace of this opening. This is the opening brace, this is the closing brace, like begin and end. In between, you can add the data. Like we can go for the next type at book. So that is the next type, book type. Then the key, label key, that is B2, then comma, again the fields, author equal to, book title equal to, year equal to, publisher. So book has a publisher, right? Publisher, year. So these fields are also separated by comma at the end of the line. So this is syntax for generating BibTeX database. I will show you in the Techfolio. Then first of all, we can go for the number citation. So there are two types of reference citations popular in LaTeX documentation. The first one is number citation. You can simply use /cite command. So it will be in the square brackets. If you load the hyperlink package with color links option, you can add the hyperlink color, also the linking feature in the PDF output. Then the commands, the two mandatory commands. That's first one is bibliography, mentioned in the BibTeX database file. Here I have generated the file called main.bib. So you need to mention this file is bibliography main. If you're going for sample, it should we need to change the name. So the name should be correctly added here. Then the style. Here for number citation, I took the BST as unsort, that is UNSRT. So the reference sentence will be sorted according to the citations. That is first type, that is numbered style. So it will be issue /cite B1, like from the BibTeX database B1 and B2. Here you can see cite B1 and cite B2. It will appear like this: cite 1, cite 2. So that's a number citation. The citations also, the reference also, it is numbered with the square brackets. That is the style. If we are preferring author citations, as we learned before, we need to load the package NATBib in the preamble with author option. I will show you the demo. Then the BibTeX database file, same name. Then the style file. Here, the previous coding we have used unsort BST. Now I have changed API like for generating author style. The command is, the popular commands are cite_p and cite_t. Cite_p is used for generating indirect citation, that is parenthetical citation. The second one is cite_t, that is textual citation, that is direct citation. So the output should be like this. The cite_p will be inside brackets, that is indirect with the sentence. Then the cite_t will be in the like this, author name brackets we have here, that is the direct citation, cite_t. So this is the basic syntax of author citation and number citation. I will go for the demo in Techfolio Lite. Same file. So here. Okay. So the file is generated as numbered style, okay, like this, bibliography, main, then the BST name. Before that, you need to upload the file or generate the file called main.bib, okay, main.bib here. This is the main.bib. Or you can see the syntax at article B1, B2 something, okay. Then when you issue the command bibliography main with the BST unsort, and we compile the file, okay. Then here's the interesting part. You need to switch the compiler. You can see UI LaTeX, PDF LaTeX, C LaTeX, PDF Tech or something. Here we need to choose BibTeX. That is a BibTeX generation program. So you can see the log also. When we go for the compile, it will go for the compilation like this. Okay. Sorry. So this is the BibTeX program. We have loaded the file, database file called main.bib. You can see the log. This is BibTeX version, and the file is auxiliary file. The style file is unsort. Then the database file is called main.bib. So there are two citations in this file. When we compile the Lua LaTeX again, we can see the PDF output with the references. So that is the bibliography setup. Okay. When we compile once more, it will be hyperlinked citation. So I will show an example. If you are searching a publication, example, I'm going for the textbook. With Google Scholar. Here you can see as a button site. So you can easily download the BibTeX version like from this menu, BibTeX. Okay, this is the coding for that publication. So simply you can copy the BibTeX coding from this file to our main.bib. Okay, the third entry. I have added the third entry. So this is the label. So you need to copy the label and I'm saving the file, then going for the demo.tech again. So I will add slash site again. Okay. Then we compile the file using Lua LaTeX. Okay. Compile the file. Then we need to run the program BibTeX. Okay. So the compilation. When we compile once more, we will get it out the next citation. You can see the next citation came. When we copied from the Google Scholar, the last citation, ACM computing surveys. You can see. Okay. So this is a simple mechanism to add a WebTech entry in your tech document. You can go for the Google Scholar or crossroom.org. Okay. So we can go for the next type, that is author style. So it is easy to change the style. You need to change the, first of all, you need to change the BST name as API Lite. Then you need to load the package. NAND with author option. Okay. You can compile the file once more. Then WebTech program again. Then we can go for Lua LaTeX. So the file is okay. Now the file is changed to authorized style. Here change the two items in the text file. First one is you need to load the package NANDBib. The second one is you need to change the BST name as API like whatever, plain NAT or unsorted NAT, Harvard, something. So at that time you will get the reference list with the authorized style. This is site T, site P, site T, something. So we'll get the citation in the authorized style. So that is simply done. If you need to prefer multiple the next level of bibliography typesetting, you can go for the LaTeX primer PDF and also for the LaTeX package. Okay. If any questions, you can ask. Hope it is clear for generating citations. Any questions?
Participants, if you have any query regarding the referencing or the style EPA or IEEE format, you can ask.
Hope it is clear, right?
Yes, I think it's clear to all of the participants. As the course is self-explaining, you already demonstrate with the header files you have to include and how to cite, how to change the style. So it's beneficial. I think they by own they can practice this, and these lectures are already on the YouTube. So you can pursue on YouTube also and practice that with the lecture. So thank you very much, sir,
Thank you.
for taking us time. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. we will meet again. Thank you.
Okay. Can we wind up our session today?
Yes, sir.
Wind up?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. We can.
Thank
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.